Hello everyone, I'm Dongmei Wang, Associate Professor in Geology and Geological Engineering. Today I want to show you the lab, Advanced Hydrocarbon Recovery Lab, and this lab located in room 13 in Leonard Hall. Before we get into the lab, I want you pay attention about the safety. So when you get into the lab, before you get into lab, you can read this safety measure based on UND policy. And there are some chemical hazards maybe you can experience, for example, flammable, but so slight, and corrosion and something else, and like gas cylinders. And we do not have any biohazard in this lab. And also we need to pay attention before you get into the lab. You need to have your eye goggle, you need to have your lab coat. You do not want to have the open toe shoes, and for some reason maybe we can have some occasion for emergency. You can have your face shield and respirator, and you can experience. And then we do have fire extinguisher inside of the lab. Again, I want to introduce this lab a little bit. So this lab basically used for Darcy's law experiment. We want to test the permeability from fluid flow underground with core samples. We can test the wettability and other things. When we say fluid flow, to simulate the reservoir situations, you can see we must take cores from underground from the different formations and see how fluid get into the formation and push hydrocarbon or other fluid liquid out of the producer. Okay, I want you to follow me to get into the lab. Before we into the real lab, we still need to have some safety measure to pay attention. Okay, glasses required. So when students or any other research get into lab, you need to have eye goggles and glove. And then for this caution, it's just for the context. If you experience some emergency, you can contact those people listed. And we do have other things. As we mentioned, before we get into lab, we need to have lab coat. Okay, again, see, no open toe shoes required. Okay, follow me. So this is fire extinguisher. If you have anything emergency, please use it. I don't expect anything happened beyond of this point, but just be prepared. And then we can follow the major equipment in this lab. So the first is we call a steam stack equipment. This steam stack can fit 4 inches whole core, and when we put the core sample into this glass cylinder, we can use toluene and other solvent to boil the core sample. And if the water and oil or any other things, the acid in the inside of core sample, because the core sample we take it out from underground from the formation. We try to boil water out, and the water will be dripping according to the boiling point, and then we can estimate the water saturation. And if you use the water saturation or liquid saturation equations, you can get the saturation of gas or saturation of oil. And then we do have lab oven. So this lab oven can adjust the temperatures. You can see the temperature knob here. And we do have temperature thermometer over there. However, if you set the temperature to observe phase behavior of liquid, and over at least, I think 30 degrees is perfect, but if you're over 30 degrees, I suggest when you open the oven, put your glove, not the regular glove, it's not disposal glove, it's the thick glove to resist heat and open the oven. Of course, right now we don't have anything in it, just let you know your safety is your primary or your priority. Okay, so follow this way, we do have 3 icicle pumps. Those icicle pumps we call syringe icicle pump. They use the different flow rate, different pressure setting, and to simulate the fluid flow with the coil holder connected. So this coil holder you can fit 3-inch or the maximum 7-inch in length, and 1-inch or 1.5-inch in diameter. And those core samples, of course, want to simulate the formation situation or formation conditions. And the formation conditions, we must have confining pressure or overburden pressure applied. So one pump can be used overburden pressure simulate, and another pump you can use the injection fluid for the results. And we do have pressure gauge to measure how pressure change in between. And the third pump over here, basically we can use this pump to inject gas, for example CO2 or other gas or some other mixed gas. And we do have gas meter over here to measure how much gas in, how much gas out. And then we do have a temperature bath. The temperature bath is meaning if your reservoir is so hot, for example, like 120 centigrade, like in Bakken Formation in Williston Basin, we can simulate this environment with the temperature bath connected to this pump system. And then we also have something else, for example, those cylinders. Those cylinders hold some nitrogen, hydrogen, or CO2 here, and the another two, they are just the spare cylinders. But just remember, those cylinders are tightened against the wall, so they are perfect to follow the UND safety procedure, no dangerous at all. Anyway, if you really experience some minor hurt or like a finger cut or something doing experiment, we do have first aid, so don't worry about that. And again, we try to be careful, do not hurt ourselves. However, we don't have eye wash station in this lab because basically the experiment not related. However, if you do experience something is spilled into your eyes immediately, I would suggest go to the sink with faucet, those faucet available, the water, so immediately. And or maybe you can call emergency, but I do believe this is enough for our experiment in this lab. And then, because we use a lot of core samples, you can see where those core samples stored. You can follow me if you want. You see those boxes outside of the lab. So those boxes sponsored by different industries, and we can take one out if you want to see. See, those cores we call shields, and perfect in 1-inch diameter and 1.5 inches in length. We put those cores into core sample, cast the cell, and connect it with those pumps, and we can set different flow rate and pressure and to simulate the fluid flowing underground or in the reservoir. Also, sometimes because we use aqueous liquid, some liquid, for example, the salt water from produced well, or some others like oil, we can store inside of this refrigerator because the amount or the volume of liquid we use is not a big amount. So they are perfect okay stored here and no dangerous. Okay, so this is the lab of advanced hydrocarbon recovery lab. I really appreciate your time to watch it. If you do have any question, and you can contact me anytime by email or by phone. Thank you for your time.